Okay. So I've got 8 weeks to move my entire life to Japan. So I'm trying to eke out this video in the meantime, because I wanna finish up the Logitech project. So today we're doing the fan for the Logitech unit. Right now I've been leaving the case open and just having a fan on it, which is not an ideal situation. I actually lost my last Logitech when I dropped a screwdriver onto the motherboard while playing and fried the board. So that's why I finally decided to get a Fanatec. But anyway, here we've got the Logitech unit. And these are the upgraded motors and mamma jam and all that sorts of stuff. And what I've done in the short term is I've trimmed out what used to be a hole here, and then I actually took off 2 of the mounting screw holes, just so that it's easier for me to quickly take on and off this cover. You don't need to do that, but it is kind of a pain in the butt. I've done some measurements, and I really wanted to fit a fan. I was really trying to find a slim 24-volt fan that would fit underneath it, but there just is not physically enough space. So I'm going to do what I don't want to do, which is mount it on top. But, you know, it is what it is. It's still slim. It's 24 volts. We're going to pull it straight off of the main power. So if you look inside, we're going to parasite off of the power wires here. And then the fan's going to be mounted about here, pour over that way, and then I'm going to cut out sections of these pieces here to kind of get some rearward airflow. So the idea is the fan pushes air down, goes over everything, and comes out the back. Probably going to mount a switch or something about here for easy access, and try to make it as removable and serviceable as possible, because who knows, you're always going to have to open this up. So first step is going to be probably cutting out all of the bits to physically mount the fan, and I'll probably do the wiring last. So let's get started. Alright, step 1 complete. Cut out this little section here. I left one of these ribs just because, I don't know, it feels like I should leave as much structural rigidity as I can. So I cut those out. I mean, they don't look super pretty when you first look at it like that. But when you put the mounting plate back on, you get a nice kind of hole. You can see the grading. It looks pretty nice. No one's really going to notice the cuts behind it. I mean, it's the back of the unit, so that should be okay. Everything screws in that way, and I think that should be good for the first step. Next step is trying to cut out that hole up here, which I don't think is going to be too pretty, but we'll see what we can do. Alright, step 2 done. Hole is cut out. Not the sexiest thing in the world, but again, I don't think anybody's going to see it. Probably need to drill a hole for the wire to go through. That's okay as well. I might put a grommet or a spacer or something between this. You want it to seal perfectly, and you also might want a little bit of height so the fan doesn't hit any of the extra jaggedy bits on here. But I'll clean it up a little bit and probably drill some mounting holes. Alright, so, oops, I kind of did everything. So drilled 4 holes, mounted the fan directly to it. Tried to keep the connector, so these are general headers, like Arduino stuff you can get. Then I spliced into the I spliced into the stock harness. I probably could have soldered directly to those pins, but I've had bad luck with them. It just seemed easier to splice them. This is a rocker switch, so that when it's on, the light turns on. Well, it's supposed to turn on. There you go. But I think it's a 12-volt switch. There you go. That's wrong. Maybe something's loose. It's supposed to be a 12-volt switch, but I figure this fan pulls as minimal amperage as possible. I think it's like 0.2 amps. So it shouldn't really affect anything. All the wires are really thin. Heat shrink wrap. I'm gonna heat shrink here in a second. And then I just kind of need to cable manage everything. I used a stepper bit to drill the hole for that button. I'll link to the button and the fans, but you probably don't want to use that switch since it's 12 volt. Again, it's probably an overall amperage rating, but I might burn out the switch, who knows. LEDs don't seem to like too much amperage. But with the minimal amperage draw, I don't think it should cause any issues with it, so I'm going to hook it up after this and give it a test run and see how it works. Pardon the mess. But got Logitech hooked back up. So I'd like to tag step 227. Got to make sure you have the profiler. If you notice, the steering wheel still works. Everything functions normally. Fan comes on with this cool LED. From the last time I wound up reversing it because the fan, I guess the protector was faced out, so this will blow it in. And I can feel a good air coming out the back end. So I'll probably 3D print cover for this. But otherwise, works just as designed. Wheel still works the way it's supposed to. And was really not that difficult. So if you have questions, let me know. Once again, information will be in the comments, and see you guys in the next one. Wish me luck on moving my entire life to Japan. Laters!